qualifiers that he requests that you change it to hidden build orders, because you know that +1 weapon attack upgrade is going to come in the WCS Challenger, so you want to save that. Now we do have PiLiPiLi spawning down in the bottom right-hand side position, and his challenger Zeal spawning in the top left. Going to be yellow Protoss. Yellow Protoss is always sexy. I think it actually is like, even though I love pink, yellow just looks really good on Protoss.
I like yellow or orange, I think.
Yeah, yellow or orange. Orange is cool too.
So no early
Anyway,
probes.
not seeing the proxy shenanigans. Changes from the beginning game. So Zeal looking not to proxy PiLiPiLi in this game. Gonna choose to go for the 9 pylon, I would imagine. Coming out from Zeal and PiLiPiLi. Actually, the pylon timing, the first pylon gives you a very big indication on how the game is going to play out. Because if you do go for the 10 pylon, it means you want to get the 10 gate, more early aggression, the faster motion core timing, faster warp tech timing, and it just continues on from there. So it's nice to see them both getting their pylons at 9 and going to choose to go for that 13 gate instead. So you won't see that super early aggression like the Korean 4 gate or anything like that. Or that, like, I know Pure likes to do this one. Considering he's watching, we might as well mention him. Pure likes to go for that 3 gate aggression, and I'm pretty sure he does that with the 10 gate, and it's really hard to hold sometimes when he moves out across the map. The first Zealot, motion core, followed by another Stalker. Nice little scout out there. PiLiPiLi makes sure there's no proxy in base.
I was
looking to do the same.
I was watching PiLiPiLi stream the other day, and he went for a build where he sent his probe across the map right away, and put his pylon in his opponent's mineral line, and then proceeded to build 2 gateways also in his opponent's mineral line.
Really? Oh, that's so funny.
I was hoping we'd see something like this today because it's on this map. But maybe that's just for trolls. But
well, it's better than you'd think. I did it again.
I'm sure it's very strong, but probably not something you want to break out when money's on the line.
Probably not. No, it's a little bit just a little bit BM in these sort of matches as well. But you know, PiLiPiLi, I'm pretty sure he doesn't even care about being BM at this point. But yeah, it's very nice if they got a pylon down and then you put your own pylon with just enough space next to it to put the 2 gateways so they can't get the kill on it. It's really funny and it works. It can work wonders. Because the Protoss player don't quite know what to do. It's like, do I pull my pros? Do I wait for my Zealot? But he's got more gateways. What's going on? It's very funny. Anyway, Cybercore timing looked to be the same for both players. Choosing to not get the Zealot Scout for either player. Zeal looking to do some hidden tech, it looks like. It wouldn't surprise me if that's DT or the Stargate. You don't usually see a proxied robo at this location, so it's probably not going to be that one. Considering he is going for the warp tech, I think it's going to be DTs.
Very well might. I imagine though he'd want to have started the pylon, or maybe he's going to put the pylon in the main base. But this probe's just hanging out up there.
Well, he did select it and then hit it again. So if he doesn't use it, I'll be very surprised.
I mean, maybe he'll put the Dark Shrine up there with the Twilight in the main.
Yeah, that sounds likely. There goes the Twilight now in that main location.
And we have a Twilight for PiLiPiLi as well. So this could potentially lead into a really big builder advantage for Zeal if he goes for DTs against the blink opening of...
Absolutely. At hard counters, there's no detection.
So we'll see how he decides to play this out. Or it could just be complete madness with DT versus DT. But there is that Robo from PiLiPiLi. So he could potentially be in a really nice spot to hold some DT shenanigans out of Zeal.
Well, it depends. It depends how all-in Zeal chooses to go. If he does go, there goes the DT shrine we were talking about. Because you can get the Immortal out, and you're like, now I'm in a really good position with an Immortal and an Observer, and I can hold the ramp. But if your opponent has warped in 4 DTs and hasn't taken damage with the DTs, then just warps in another 3 Zealots, most those 2 DTs into Archons, and they can bust up the ramp and still do quite a lot of damage. Or they can just prevent you going down that ramp and taking the Nexus that looks like PiLiPiLi is trying to set up for now. That can be quite devastating at the same time. He's choosing to throw down another... He's only on 2 gateways, and he's got a robo up for himself, or he's halfway complete for Zeal.
Yeah, so the warp gates just finishing up now. We'll see how many DTs he decides to warp in. Oh no, the Dark Shrine isn't even done yet. Dark Shrine's still got
the 2 gateways.
Seconds.
That's just it. He's only got 2 gates.
Oh,
so it's not going to be that all-in that we were talking about.
Whoops.
Now, what's really cool, I have seen a few pro players do it, is when they do this, they also go for the Warp Prism. Because Warp Prism with DTs is so ridiculously annoying to deal with. It's like, you can get some pretty hard counts if you're good with your photon overcharge, but it can force the photon overcharge. And with just with picking up the DTs and microing them around correctly, they'll just stay alive for a very long time. And then as soon as they're almost dead for both of them, you just morph them into Archon. Then Archon goes back to full health. And it's like, first bomb. He did. Ooh, so we do have the Observer in the main. It's going to be able to shut this DT down hard. That's nice. He waits till it goes into just a little bit too far into the main so he can't back out before going himself. Though we do see an Observer go out on the other side of the map, get picked off by Zeal. So PiLiPiLi does know what he's up against now, and it's going to crew boost out a Immortal.
So
Those DTs are on the field.
PiLiPiLi has a much earlier Nexus. Not much earlier, a little bit earlier. And his blink is almost done. So given the state of the game, I'd say PiLiPiLi is a bit ahead, defending that DT attack.
Yeah, well, the
Very
DT
well.
attack, he did warp in one that got picked off for no damage, and he did spend it a little bit on the Dark Shrine itself, so his tech kind of didn't really pay for itself in the fact that it did nothing. So yeah, he is going to have DTs. If he wants to make an Archon, he's going to have that, which will be quite nice, but I think he needs to do a little bit more. And PiLiPiLi has managed to sneak in a Stalker. It does have Blink, so it might be able to get back out again, but it didn't get... Yeah, I was hoping it was going to get a Provoke too.
Did get a nice scout off though.
And he did manage to get the Proxy Pylon Probe down in the bottom left as well. Whooping in a DT, trying to get into the natural. But the Observer is still there, with two Immortals to back it up.
Little Stalker hit squad. Another DT coming in, but an Observer is ready.
The Stalker's going to catch that Pylon as well, being really diligent with his scouting. PiLiPiLi using those Stalkers quite well. Catching both the Proxy Pylon Probe and the Pylon. It wouldn't surprise me if PiLiPiLi just sends a few units to the bottom. Oh, he sent some to the bottom already. Sends them to the top base to look for that DT Shrine, since that's where Protoss do like to put it.
Observe the Colossus tech coming down from PiLiPiLi here. No tier 3 tech coming from Zeal just yet. So might go for... I'm not sure, he's got a lot of options at this point.
PiLiPiLi looking to be in a really strong position. As soon as those Colossus start coming out and he starts getting that advantage, I guess you could call it, because so far the DTs have done nothing. He's lost two for free, and they're not cheap. So it's delayed Zeal's tech, as we can see right now. He's sitting on just a single Immortal, I believe. I'll check units, just double check that. Yeah, he's sitting on one Immortal to 4. That gas is just not there for Zeal at the moment. Getting his second out just gets produced now. But we've got 4 Immortals for PiLiPiLi. And, you know, that's going to show in the next engagement. Pylon's going down. First Colossus just about to be complete. Throwing down an additional 3 gateways.
Yeah,
And of course, +1 weapons.
BrwL Bay just finishing up now for Zeal. But PiLiPiLi's just got a big lead on the Colossus tech. But he's only making one Colossus and then going back into Immortals. So I don't know if he just made that to potentially break force fields. I'm not sure.
Look at our probe lead though, he's almost 10 probes ahead. Is actually Zeal, so if he can hold off here and not lose his economic advantage, he can actually come back and is slowly but surely.
The army from Zeal is just so small. He's got a lot of sentries,
Yeah.
but with this Colossus here, I don't know that it matters.
It's going to be very, very hard, that's for sure. He had to cancel the third base. And that's what we were talking about before with the force field being crushed by that Colossus, and he's just going to go straight for the Nexus. He does actually snipe the Observer. If he has any DTs of his own, he'll be able to warp them in, but I don't think he does. Focus firing down now on the Immortals.
But now Zeal has a Colossus of its
Charging
own
up the
out.
ramp. And the motion core did get focused, so there's going to be no more photon overcharge. Colossus does go down there as well, and the final Immortal does fall as well. The Immortal going to solo that Nexus, it looks like. Reinforcing with a whole bunch more Zealots, and that's GG.
GG. So really nice push there from PiLiPiLi.
Yeah, he played that out very well. Very defensive to begin with.
Zeal was getting a little bit too greedy with that third base timing and decided to punish him for it.
But he did need to try and make something happen. He couldn't really sit back against PiLiPiLi and just... Because PiLiPiLi had the tech advantage.
Yes. So just a very solid build order, I'd say, coming from PiLiPiLi here.
Yeah, he just played it safe. And he played